Hi guys, as exams are nearing, many students are approaching and asking me this question. How to score minimum 40 marks in CA final audit? Can you please tell what are the chapters that we must read at least to score 40? I have not studied full subject. Somehow I am still doubtful in audit. So can you suggest what are the minimum subjects or minimum chapters to score 40? So I'm coming up here with a video where what are the chapters that you have to study so that you can score easily 50. Please do not conclude anything. Before, I feel the question which many students put to me, I feel the question itself is wrong. I'll tell you one example. Listen to this carefully so you can plan this next 1 week time because exams are just 2 weeks away. I'm doing this on April 15th. May 1st onwards exams will start. So within this 15 days, if you allocate 5 to 7 days towards audit or at least 4 to 5 days towards audit, you can still change your result. With respect to audit, you can at least score, 50 marks for sure. If at all you're not confident till date in audit, at least if you allocate another 4 to 5 days in your next 2 weeks schedule, I can challenge you can definitely score 50 plus in audit, at least 45 plus in audit. Now, let me give an example. Suppose you take PSU audit. Suppose if you ask me this question, sir, should I read PSU audit? There is a guarantee question of 5 marks question. Of course, very rarely from PSU audit a question will be skipped, but most of the times from PSU audit a 5 marks question will come, or at least a case based, an MCQ will come. So definitely. Now, if you ask me, should I read PSU audit 5 marks at a small chapter? I say no. I have my own concerns on that. Now in PSU audit, if you recollect, the initial discussion is all about finance committees. Committee on Public Undertaking, Public Accounts Committee, Estimates Committee, what are their functions, all that. I bet 90% of the students who read that content, they don't understand why they are reading what they are reading. They don't understand. Now, suppose if at all you are my regular student or if at all you have seen my PSU audit revision class, which I uploaded in 2021 marathon. I uploaded in 2021 one marathon class. In that I have covered PSU audit also. There I clearly spoke about these committees, parliamentary committees, functions, how government, everything works as an introduction. Those who do not have the knowledge on how parliamentary committees work, all that, they cannot understand this topic, which is a very, very tough topic in PSU audit. The first topic itself is very tough. Now, if you are reading that question again and again and again, in examination, if they ask you about Committee on Public Undertaking, what are the functions, you will by mistake write Estimates Committee function, where you will not even get 1 mark. I know PSU audit is very small, tempting chapter where you can easily score 5 marks, but at the same time, it is very risky chapter because since you are unable to understand exactly what they do, there is a high scope for confusion. You may misunderstand the question and you give wrong answer. So if the right question is, what are the chapters that I need to read so that I can answer in exam without confusion and can score minimum 50 or 40 plus? This should be the right question. Suppose if you ask me one more thing, sir, insurance audit, should I study or not? I say yes, because in insurance audit, there is a very less scope for confusion. So we need to first figure out what are the chapters where it creates confusion. These chapters creates confusion in learning: risk assessment and internal control, audit strategy and program, PSU audit, internal management operational audit, fraud investigation. What is it? Fraud investigation. And of course, fiscal loss. In these chapters, if you look at, these are the chapters where they create a sort of confusion. Even though you read it well, you understood it well, later on when a question has been asked with a little twist, accidentally instead of writing that whatever is asked for, you will be writing some other question and thinking that your answer is correct. These chapters are having high amount of confusion at CA final audit syllabus. So if at all you think that you are not extremely strong in audit, and if at all you did not work on these chapters that strongly, you didn't put that many great efforts on this, you can happily ignore them. Sir, if I ignore them, what, sir? You are telling me to ignore 20 marks worth of syllabus. Okay, let it be. You're still having 100 marks of the paper, no? You're having 120 marks. Out of it, 100 marks of the paper is still left. Sir, what if this question comes in compulsory question? What is your answer then? Okay, let it be, it comes in compulsory, all 20 marks, let us assume from this only it came, you're still having 80 marks, no? to attempt. You're still having 80 marks. Don't be in an assumption that only if you attempt for 100 you will get 40. That's absolutely wrong assumption. I have seen many students, you also have seen in your friends and seniors for sure, where they have attempted for 60 and scored 50 plus. Best example in CA final, previously one of my student who is a repeater actually, I mean not a repeater, he has attended our marathon lectures and full revision course he has attended. 90 he got in audit. He attempted for 100. Yes, and 90 he got. Now when 90% mark he got, 90 percentile. Now tell me, if you attempt for 60 marks, can't you score 45 at least? It depends on perfection, man. Don't assume that if you write for 70, you cannot get 40 also. No, don't be in that assumption. Your marks are allotted based on the perfection of your answer. It's not based on for how much you attempted. I always tell my CA into students also. I always tell my regular students of CA final, don't attempt more than 80 marks. Why? Attempt these 80 marks with perfection. That is the objective. My objective of recommending people not to attempt more than 80 is not literally like I don't want them to write. I want them to write for 80 marks perfectly. That is what my objective. If you target for 80 marks perfectly, you can easily score 60 plus for sure. Now, so I hope your point of compulsory question is solved. Now one more question here, one student asked, sir, compulsory question means is it compulsory to write? If I do not write, will it affect my valuation? Will it affect the paper overall value? No, compulsory means it's not compulsory literally. Compulsory means choice is not applicable. For the first question, 20 marks question, whatever you're going to get, choice will not apply. That's what it means. It is not that it is compulsory. If you do not write, paper will not be valid. No, it's not like that. Choice will not apply on the first question. On the remaining question, 5 or 6, they'll give you any one you can ignore, rest all you can write. That is what non-compulsory versus compulsory. Fine. Now, let me proceed further. So what are the chapters that I must read? In what order I should read so that I will learn audit properly. At the same time, I can score easily. I can revise better. So this order, let me give you. Now, for this, I take my book. So this is the index of my audit book, CA final. Right now, don't change your book. Whatever the book you're reading from, please follow that. Please stick to that. My book I will not sell to outsiders. Only for course buyers, the book is available. Only Smart Notes is available because Marathon is available. So Smart Notes is what majorly used in the Marathon. That's why I'm selling Smart Notes. Otherwise, I will not be selling. My book I will not recommend for any other student except those who are attending my regular course or my Marathon. Only for them I recommend this. Regular course students all I recommend my full book. For others I don't recommend at all because they will feel immediately very bulky. But those who are attending regular course, no, they will be very much adapted to this book because it is covered in extensively in the class. Fine. Now, so first I always tell my students to read fundamentals chapter where there are various basic terms like what is financial reporting framework, what is applicable financial reporting, what is general reporting, what is audit, all that. Then I tell them to read company audit. For me, company audit, audit report and standards put together is one segment. For me, these 3 chapters put together one segment. These 3 chapters put together will have a weightage of 30 plus minimum. I'm talking about minimum weightage. And by the way, students they ask me this question, sure, what about standards? What are important standards? They ask me. For that, very recently I made a video on my question bank. Very recently, I have released my question bank, which you can find in our website. You can just open castofacma.com. In that, resources is there. Inside that, CA final, inside that, question bank is there. On these 3 chapters put together, I gave a question bank of 110 questions. Approximately 110 questions were there. If you read those questions, where you are covering company audit questions, audit report questions, standards related questions, 99% I am sure and confident in the upcoming exam, only from that question bank you will be getting. This question bank is made based upon past 9 to 10 attempts. Getting it, past 9 to 10 attempts related questions and RTP questions we covered. Now, in that particular video, I clearly spoke about what do you mean by standards syllabus, how it is covered in our CA final, where and all we should refer CA interbook, all that clearly I covered. So please watch that video after this so you will understand better. So these 3 chapters put together will have a minimum, I'm talking minimum weightage, not maximum, 30 plus marks. Then of course, ethics. Sir, these chapters everyone has to read. Why? Because if you read these chapters, you will generally have very less confusion. The possibility of writing most accurate answer is high. Suppose if you take PSU audit, it is very small. Because it's not a small chapter, I can say it's a medium chapter because almost 40-50 pages the chapter is. 30 plus pages, I think. It's a medium chapter, but high possibility of not able to write correct answer. High risk. Whereas these chapters, though they are little lengthy, but very, very, very least risk. You do risk assessment audit, right? Here also, these chapters are least risky chapters. If you really work on them, you can damn sure definitely score full out of full easily if you properly work on them. Now, by the way, if any of you who have not yet understood these chapters thoroughly, just watch my recently uploaded audit marathon. I'm damn sure I'm telling you, you will get a very good clarity in audit for these topics. Next. Now in audit committee, we have something like audit committee and corporate governance. Committee topic is there. Audit committee topic that you need to read, and corporate governance topics read directly from CA final law book. Don't read in audit book because in audit the provisions were not clearly given, fully given. Next, liabilities, don't study at all. Okay, liabilities don't study. Even if at all you want to read liabilities of auditor, no, read only the provisions. What is the punishment under Companies Act? What is the punishment under income tax law? These provisions were there, only that. In liabilities of auditor, they refer about so many case laws. They refer about, what is there in the Indian context, what is there in the England context, what is there in the American context, all that. Don't refer that. Just a provisional part of liabilities of auditor chapter you need to read. Peer review and quality review. Again, this chapter is something where the scope of confusion is very moderate, basic, not heavy. So this chapter also you can rely upon. See, you are asking me this question, which chapters I should read so that I can at least secure 40 to 50 plus. I am making a video to make sure you read these chapters thoroughly and have less confusion in examination presentation. So when you're presenting an exam, you should be able to present well, have lesser confusion, and you should be able to get easy command. So those kind of chapters we should select. We cannot select blindly PSU audit because damn sure 5 marks question is there unless you are extremely perfect in PSU audit. Okay. Next, straight away bank audit, after that NBFC audit. See, these chapters you need to compulsorily read. These chapters you need to read. These chapters, whatever I'm highlighting with the green color, fundamentals, company audit, audit report, standards, ethics, audit committee and corporate governance, peer review and quality review, and straight away come to audit of bank, audit of NBFC, audit of insurance, and CFS audit. That's it. That's it. If you read these chapters, rest all other audit planning strategy, risk assessment, automated environment, schedule 3, PSU audit, forensic, fraud, due diligence, IMO, fiscal loss, even if you ignore these chapters, nothing to worry, you can score 50 plus in audit for sure. No matter, even in compulsory question, first 20 marks you are unable to touch, it's okay. In the rest 80 marks, you can play your game very safely. Now, with respect to remaining chapters, what you can do, instead of ignoring them completely, just to watch marathon available on the YouTube. Suppose, whatever the marathons available on YouTube for these topics, you can happily watch just a marathon so that you don't feel like you ignored them. But whatever I have highlighted in green color, these are the chapters which are must read. Again, now many of the students, they are ignoring insurance company audit, which is absolutely wrong. Insurance company audit is really easy chapter. Only thing is, understanding of this chapter is important. Once you understood, there is no scope for confusion. Whereas PSU is highly scope for confusion. Forensic, fraud investigation, due diligence, IMO, again high scope for confusion. But among all this, one chapter is there. One is due diligence, another one is forensic audit. Suppose, if at all the chapters which I highlighted in green color, no, you finished, still you're having time, then come to these two chapters, due diligence and forensic audit. That's it. Don't go beyond that. Revise them perfectly. 4 to 5 days hardly it will take for you to revise. See, I assume you already gone through all these chapters. Okay, now if you once again watch our marathon, whatever the marathon I've uploaded, for all these topics, whatever I highlighted, it is covered in marathon. Getting it? Watch this marathon video, then read it immediately. Whatever the book you are preparing from, read it thoroughly. And there is a question bank which I released. Practice it immediately. Suppose you watch audit report marathon, company audit marathon, standards marathon is finished. Immediately come back to this question bank and practice these questions. Enough. See, when you're practicing, no, it's not about reading the question, finding the answer. No. Whenever you read question, read the answer every line. When you're reading full answer thoroughly, I know you know well the answer. But read the answer once again, specifically, thoroughly. If you read like that, your descriptive skills will enhance. The way you present your answer will enhance. The clarity will enhance. So these are the must watch chapters, must read chapters before exams. And you see, you can happily ignore 5 to 6 chapters easily, 5 to 7 chapters easily. My agenda is very simple. I want you to focus. I want you to attempt maximum 80 marks, minimum 70 marks. Getting it? Whatever the chapters I have told, you can at least present minimum 70 marks for sure with the confidence. For this, what you need to do? 4 to 5 days within the next 2 weeks, you have to allocate. Like again, sir, should every one of us allocate this 4 to 5 days? Not required. If at all you already did this job, similar to this, you already performed, you already prepared everything, you are already known it. If at all you are still having doubt in audit, 4 days in the next you allocate. 45 to 50 hours of time you allocate. Every day 10 to 12 hours you sit, finish them. Definitely you see a remarkable increase in your confidence. You can see. That's it. Okay. So I'm winding up this session. I hope I have covered all the points. Getting it? So to this video, I'm attaching the question bank video which I told. Getting it? What is exactly standards? What do you mean by standards and auditing at CA final? I clearly covered, which open your eyes clearly. Then I'll attach my marathon. I'll attach amendments video as well. And I'll attach my December 21 marathon. A 2021 attempt I have uploaded one marathon where you can find some additional topics. Getting it? I'll attach that also. I'll try. If attachments permit, I'll attach. That's it. Okay. Take care.